Hi and welcome back to AFTV. We are back. The Champions League is back and I've got a great panel with me today for the starting 11 show. I've got Laurie on my left,
thank you.
Marty on my right, and I've got Lee Judges also on the right. Let's dive straight into this. Let's talk about the team. I think we've got about 15 minutes before the team comes out.
Who's going to go with some big hyped up intros there?
No, let's get. We've only got 50. This is the thing. We've only got 15 minutes before the team. I kind of want to get straight into this. Would anyone make any changes? It's all about business. We're about business.
I like that.
That's what the people want. They want the business.
Straight down to it.
Let's talk about the back four to start with. I think Gabriel and Saliba, for all of us, are probably going to start and would start in our teams. Would anyone start Ben White at right back or Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back?
No.
Yes.
I'll go strong as possible, mate.
You go Timber and Calafiori.
Yeah.
Lee?
Miles Lewis-Skelly coming in from Calafiori.
But Timber stays at right back.
Yeah, I don't think Ben White fit enough for a big game like this.
Marty?
It's a tight one. Obviously, you don't want Calafiori to get injured and you don't want Timber to get injured. You have got to think about it. It's a quick turnaround from Saturday's 5:30 kickoff. It's Tuesday. You know, it's a late kickoff, so there's no training time in between. They've been turned around really quickly. And look, you know, at the end of the day, what I love and I want to see this season is the Wall compete consistently throughout. You know, because they are tough and hard to break down. This back line that we've got, I really want to see this go the duration of the season with no injuries, just to see how defensively solid they can be. Yeah. Obviously, against Atlético, we're going to need our best players in. Can Miles Lewis-Skelly do a job? Of course he can. He's fantastic. It depends how the game goes as to how much of, you know, when you make the changes, etc. But for me, listen, you've got to go with your known back four, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, I understand that. For me, I agree with Lee. I bring Lewis-Skelly in at left back. I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think every time he's played for us in the past 18 months, he's been incredible. Harsh on him to be out of the team and Calafiori be starting, but it's just Calafiori's been better. Yeah. Calafiori's a very good player. Miles Lewis-Skelly's a very good player. And I think Arteta can repay some of that trust in Miles Lewis-Skelly and him coming out the team a little bit tonight. This is a massive game. Atlético Madrid, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this. So it's almost a bit of, you haven't done anything wrong. Here you go, here's a start in the Champions League. He started that game against Olympiacos, was very good in that game. So I think for me, I would start him. I don't think he weakens our defence at all. I think he, maybe adds a little bit less than Calafiori going forward. But for me, Lewis-Skelly coming into that defence.
So he's your first choice for that spot?
Calafiori is my first choice.
Right, so why
but it's such a fine margin that Miles Lewis, if we were playing a Champions League final tomorrow and Calafiori was injured, I would not be worried that Miles Lewis-Skelly would have to start at left back. I don't think you would either. I don't think anyone particularly would.
I wouldn't be worried, but I do currently think, this is no disrespect to Miles Lewis-Skelly, I do just think that currently, right here, right now, Calafiori is head and shoulders above any left back out there currently right now. I'm not saying in the world, I understand 6 months ago, just right here, right this second, you see what he's doing across the pitch. He's marauding all the way over the pitch, doing what he does. Like that goal that was disallowed on Saturday, the way he struck that in the back of the net, that's some serious finishing. I just think he's
all I'm saying is, because what you said, it's a quick turnaround protection. You know what I mean? And I don't think there is a drop off between the two. You know what I mean? I think that Calafiori's got the shirt. Bit unfairly, if I'll be honest. I don't think but in saying that, it's been outstanding. I don't think if Ben White is up and running, I would change him as well. Like more focus of Timber. I want Timber ready for Sunday, but I don't think Ben White is up as a standard as he should be.
So does that mean you think that Sunday's game is a bigger game than today then?
For me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what it kind of
I'd have to agree.
Really?
You know the thing about Timber as well. I was thinking about
must win. This isn't.
It is. I was thinking about this yesterday. I think Timber, he might be, if we were to get one injury in this team and it potentially derail our season, it could be him. I think everywhere else we've got adequate cover. I think if Timber gets injured, the level of there's no disrespect to Ben White. We know he's been a great player for us, but recently we haven't seen it.
I think Mascara could come in there and do a job as well.
But we haven't seen that either.
Well, we have seen Mascara.
No, not right back.
Yeah, we have.
No, yeah, he has
played at right back.
When did he play at right back for us?
He's played against Port Vale at right back. I'm not listening. I understand, but he has played at right back for us.
Come on in a game at right back and all.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He played. I think it was against. Was it Man City?
I think what Christian's saying, I could have played right back with him.
Nah, come on.
It's a bit harsh on Port
No.
Vale.
The original thing was he hasn't played right back.
So
and I said, no, he has played.
Then,
and then you were, it's Port Vale. Oh, so no, he has played at right back. So whoever the competition against.
I think it's a bit of invalid argument because if Timber gets injured, Ben White comes in, Mosquera doesn't play it right.
Either or, mate. You can play Mosquera in that
but
position.
what is it, Ben White's? My big concern with Ben White at the moment is availability. He's not been available for, I don't know, 6 months of the season. Or
What's the nature of the injury?
I don't know. No one really said what was matter.
Yeah.
He played against Man United. If you don't forget, he played very well against Man United. He was in the team at the beginning of the season when we played against Man United, then got injured, and then it's a little knock, and then we don't see him for 3 or 4 weeks. Then he's had the international break he's doing extra rest or whatever. Like, I'm not, listen, I'm a big Ben White fan, and I do think with Timber, as much as I love him, I do worry about his workload. But today, I don't think you can rest him and bring in a 70% fit Ben White. That's my.
On that note, for me, reason why Ben White is quite not 100% of the races is if you remember when Timber got the ACL, Ben White, we had no other option. Ben White was redlined, and now we're getting a bit of or he's feeling the brunt of that because he's trying to get back from injury. That's why he got injured because he got played so much. And now, listen, we've got options, and either if Ben White's not fit, listen, Mosquera can play there. He's fast. He knows the position. He's played there for Valencia.
Maybe he put a midfield player in there.
I've just checked. The nature of the injury is so he had knee surgery. He's had knee surgery and he's experiencing ongoing discomfort.
Yeah.
Right, so that's not a good sign.
No, it's not actually.
This was a player that was, had practically no bad injuries in his career before
unbelievable.
That. Right, let's talk about the midfield quickly. I think we've got about 8 minutes before the team comes out. I think Rice and Zubamendi nailed on for everyone.
No, not for me.
No? Where are you going, Lee?
I'm going Rice and Marino.
Oh, okay. Never would I thought I saw the day.
I just think like Zubamendi, again, played a lot of games.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'd do. Like, again, I'm
Is that 6 and 8?
Huh?
Is that 6 and 8?
Yeah, Rice 6, Marino kind of in left 8.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyone else on that, or would you?
I tell you what, that's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout.
It's a good shout. Personally,
it's not a bad shout.
I think he will go with Zubamendi, Rice, and Marino, and then Eze on the left. I do think he will go with that.
He might.
No.
I
hope not.
No, I think he will go with that. But do I want him to go with that? No, of course. I'd like him.
I'm
to
throwing that mug right over there, right? I mean,
look, every time we've seen that midfield, it hasn't been good.
No,
at all.
Really?
The reason I think Rice and Marino have started something like 10 or 11 games together. We've only won 1.
Yeah,
which is away against Ipswich.
Yeah, but what, as a 2?
As a 2, yes.
Have they really?
Yeah. We've only won 1, which was against Ipswich away last season.
I just think you've got to just rotate a little bit.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I think Marino might start in this game just because he obviously played in La Liga, knows Atlético, could start up front.
I'll tell you what, he will start. You know why I say that? Because I saw the presser today. And
he was in it, yeah.
He was put up for the press. And normally when that happens, he's going to play. He's going to start anyway.
We know Arteta likes it when a player's, knows the league or knows the team from that league. Arteta thinks, he's got a bit of an edge, which maybe he does. If you've played against these players before, you know the setup and the system. I wouldn't hate to see Marino, but I agree. I would hate to see Rice, Zubamendi, Marino. If it's Rice, Marino, Eze in the midfield,
I'm happy with that.
I'd be happy with that. I'd be more happy with that. Would you both start Eze in the 10, same as Lee?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I would as well.
Although I have to say that Saturday's game was easily his least effective.
No, he wasn't really in it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Listen, you're gonna get that as a football player. I don't think there's anything too much to be concerned about. These things happen.
Really? He was non-existent.
No, I know, but I'm not.
I think so. There's got to be something to be concerned about when you're non-existent.
For one game, come on. For one game, every human.
Let's get it right, because
every human being on this planet has their.
Because he turned down Spurs. That don't mean to say you got to love him that much. You know what I mean? Like, he's had a shocker.
Yeah, listen, for one game. Do we write him off because he's just had one bad game?
We've all said he should play.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
But okay, no cause for concern.
Are you worried about Eze then, Lee?
No. Look, listen, I've said it all along. I don't think his performances have been as good as what I thought they were going to be. Yeah. But I thought he was good against Newcastle. But look, tonight's a different game. But I don't think he was brilliant against Bilbao, by the way, in that game. But listen, this is a different game. And listen, I think that if I'll be really honest, out of the two players that's played this season, I think Ethan Wanyeri's done better. But because of the price tag, because of whatever, Eze gets the shout. So you've got to come in there and produce when you're under that pressure. I didn't think he did against Fulham, but listen, you're quite right. Everybody's entitled to one back.
Well, might you save him for Palace, the Eze derby?
Well, I think he's got to try and get some form, get used to all the play. It's a different way of playing that he's playing. Like with Crystal Palace, it was like sit back and there were spaces on the counter attack. He hasn't got that so much now because we're on the front foot, so he's got to get used to it and all that. Like so the more games you can play, and the better. Same with Gyökeres, you've got to keep playing, try and get him into that form.
And with Eze as well, it's not like he done a full 90 against Fulham. So even if you started him and he did 60, 70 minutes, let's say, and then there's options off the bench to change him, and then he's still ready for. We have got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday until the Sunday Palace game, so I prefer that turnaround versus the Saturday early evening to now. Sure. So there's that to think of as well, but I'm sure he'll get it right.
All right, who starts on the left? Trossard or Martinelli? That's kind of been the question this season as well.
Trossard.
Arteta's been going with Trossard recently. I don't think he's been particularly good in any game. I know he scored the winner against Fulham.
Match winner.
Scoring a goal doesn't mean you've had a good game. I thought he was pretty poor against Fulham. Wasn't really in it.
But how many times do you see a player score a goal in a game and then get dropped the next game? It's kind of rare, right?
You go with Trossard?
I would give Trossard the starting berth. I think what you can do is when the game gets stretched, hopefully, later on, bring on Martinelli for that little bit more pace and explosivity. But yeah, I would go Trossard.
Yeah, I would personally like to go. I think I would go Martinelli. I just want to see him from the start. I want to see him given a chance. He's come on a lot as a sub this year, done pretty well, scored some goals. I think give the guy a run, especially because Trossard hasn't, made that position his. He hasn't really inspired in that position. I know he can pop up with a goal, but you could bring him on at 60, 70 minutes. He could still come on and do the same. Who would you start, Lee? Would you start Trossard?
Martinelli.
Yeah.
I'm for Martinelli.
Martin?
Hey, listen,
he's going to go Trossard. Because you can tell.
No. Do you know what? I was just sitting there listening to you guys and thinking, what a conversation. Because obviously there was call to sell both of Trossard and Martinelli by fans at the beginning of the season. Now we're in a place of who do you start? Trossard, he scored the goal against Fulham. That wasn't off the bench. These guys are performing, and what I say options they are to bring off the bench. I'm just looking at the depth we've got, and it's fantastic. I do think Trossard deserves another start after scoring a winner against Fulham. I think that's fair. Also, there's the option I'd like to see Martinelli played through the middle. If Gyökeres tires or whatever after 70, 80 minutes, I think Martinelli does well down the middle. I think this is something that maybe will be looked at this season as well, potentially.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah, I mean, we
go ahead.
Yeah, the Gyökeres thing is starting to look now like, it's not looking great for him.
Are we starting Gyökeres?
No, I would start him, but what I'm saying is that people are openly debating now as to whether he should be dropped. Huh?
Why would you start him?
Because he needs a goal and I'm keeping faith in him.
60 million quid on him.
It's the only fit number 9 we've got at the moment. I wouldn't start.
Plus, you have to keep faith with the guy, don't you, really? You have to keep
for sure. And look, he's put in some good performances. Obviously, we all want to see more goals. I think he will tell you before anyone else that he hasn't scored enough goals. And he's had, the argument was, he hasn't been in the positions. He hasn't had the chance. He's been in the positions. Against Fulham, that chance on his left foot, you can't be blazing that over the bar. There are a few on the right-hand side. Maybe you can argue that the angle was tight. But I want to see him do more. I want to see him, hit the back of the net a few more times.
I wouldn't even care if he doesn't do more and scores.
Yeah, exactly that. We bought him to score goals.
Yeah.
And
you know what I mean?
Have you been disappointed with him so far?
No, I've not been disappointed. I think he could have scored a few more goals. But all the things we're saying about him, we're saying about Havertz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There is a difference, though.
There is a difference.
Because Havertz was in the league.
There is a difference.
Do you know what I mean? We knew what Havertz was to come from Havertz.
They're different players because he does stretch. He does occupy central defenders more than what Havertz does. So it's allowing us to play in different other areas.
Yeah.
So, by him playing, it means that Saka's not being doubled up and trebled up. You know what I mean? So there are advantages to it. But at the end of it, we bought him to score goals. Score tonight.
Yeah, right. Got the team.
Go on, him.
David Raya in goal. Jurian Timber, Saliba Gabriel, Miles Lewis Skelly.
Hey.
Oh, should be manager.
Well done.
Should be manager, mate.
Midfield 3. Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi and Eze.
Yep.
Saka on the right. Gyökeres through the middle. Martinelli
On the left.
on the left.
So I was wrong with the Marino one line. That was the only one.
I know.
Just saying, I did a
thought he
video
was-
yesterday. That's the exact team I said I'll play. I think it's perfect. I think Miles Lewis, like I said just now, Miles Lewis Skelly deserves this. Do you know what I mean? Repay. How do I explain this? He's been dropped unfairly. The only reason he's been dropped is because there's a guy that's this much better than him.
And
Do you know what I mean? It's so
about fine
close.
margins, mate.
It is such fine margins, but this is a big game. It's a Champions League. He's showing him he still has faith in this guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's 18 years old. He's starting against Atletico Madrid. If he puts in an incredible performance, maybe he starts against Palace. Maybe he becomes a left back. Maybe Calafiori then has to prove it to get back in, which
honestly,
again would be harsh.
I honestly think because it's a quick turnaround, it's a you don't want to risk Calafiori because of his injury problems in the past. And listen, you're dead right what you're saying there, Christian. It's not a drop off.
No.
It's not a
100%.
drop off.
Why are you smiling?
Mate, because listen, I'm looking forward to watching a game, mate. That's why I'm smiling. I literally cannot wait to watch the game.
The one thing I am a little bit worried about, Martin Zubimendi. Let's talk about him for a second. Right? I think that he's been brilliant for us. He's come in, but he's playing a lot of games, and on a physical league and all that. And I think he's very, very important to us. I don't want him being tired. I want him, And listen, what I think the manager's done there. He's looked at it and thought, right, from Tuesday I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday before we play on Sunday. I think so he's probably can get through it and then rest him for a few days.
That's
you know
it.
what I mean?
So I don't think he'll start against Brighton and then after.
They can have his rest
Slavia
after that.
Prague. I mean, it's just literally
Picking and choosing.
this run of games. You've got tonight Atletico Madrid, and then you've got Palace. Once you've got through those, no disrespect to the other teams. Listen, you can definitely make a lot of rotation with the Carabao Cup. I would imagine that we all know what happens in that, and then the Slavia Prague Champions League. If we can't beat them with a completely rotated, this is what our squad's for. In that game, I would like to see, without going too far, Nkapie, Mosquera playing. Give these guys even maybe Kepa. Give these guys a little
taste.
Yes, stick Martinelli down the middle, etc. Put maybe Max down first. Would it be the first Champions League start?
He'd be the youngest player ever if he was to come on.
Even that,
He's not on the bench. They played this afternoon, didn't he?
Let me read the bench.
For the under-19s.
Kepa, Setford, Mosquera, Ben White, Hincapie back on the bench. He was fit for the Fulham game, but he wasn't quite on the bench. And what Arteta said, he was just off it. Calafiori, Norgard, Trossard, Marino and Ethan Nwaneri. So a very strong bench there. Very, very strong bench. Lee.
The Atletico team, sorry.
I'll get that up now. But I just want to, Lee, I just need to call you out quickly, Lee, on something.
What?
I saw your fan cam after the Fulham game.
Oh.
And you said that you were
Go on.
disappointed with Bukayo Saka. For me, that performance from Saka was him back to his best. That was, in my opinion, that was the best performance you can have without without scoring a goal or getting an assist. Right? And he put the ball in from the corner from
but that's
Gabriel
a
then
corner.
flicked onto Trossard. He also won a penalty, which should have been a penalty.
Nah, not for me. Not a penalty.
Oh, we're going back to that.
In my opinion, that's 100% a penalty. I thought he was incredible in that game. I thought he was by far and away our best player. Back to his best. I thought he took on his
was our best
every
at
single time.
And listen, as I turned around and said, I did say some of his play was sublime, but I thought his crossing was poor. And which he alluded to himself, and that'd do me thank you very much.
What do you make of his
Thank you very much, Bukayo. Now, listen, some of his touches were, and he had the defender on toes. But if you go back at it, you know what I mean, I'm looking at it, you've got a centre forward that's thriving for crosses and all that. I don't think their crosses were good. A couple of his crosses were over the far post, which is were too deep. You know what I mean? That's all I said. I said I thought he had an outstanding game. I said that, but I thought his crossing wasn't quite up to the standards. Listen, and I think that will come when he's fit. I don't even think he's fit yet.
I think what I kind of got from that is by what we've seen with Saka's standards. There's another level. He was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. He was incredible.
That's an ordinary game for Saka.
There you go. Because his levels are so high. We know these levels that he can get to. That's what it is. And listen, I watched him. I was like, listen, put the the ball on the money. You know, if Gabriel flicks it on, like you said, you know, it's in the back of the net, and his contributions bringing the ball down. Some of the touches, this guy.
The one in the box with the two players around him,
brilliant.
I was right close up on the face. It was sublime. You know what I mean? Like, no one's doubting that he's a top talent and all that. But that's what I'm saying. There's a little more levels for it. That was an ordinary game for Saka.
Yeah.
And that's how good he is.
When he's at that level, he will put the ball in the back of the net. That's what you're saying. Right?
Listen, I'll say it and I'll say it again. Declan Rice is my favourite player. The best player in this Arsenal team is Saka.
Yeah. By
a long way.
All right.
That's how good he is. And really, like, you know what I mean, out of the front four, he was by far the best. The other three were poor, I think. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of coincides a little bit with what I was saying, and you gave me a bit of stick for this, didn't you? When I said in the first half, I didn't think we played that well.
No, I
thought Fulham edged the first half. Do you think that?
What's that?
That Fulham was slightly better than us in the first
No,
half?
I don't know. I thought. Listen, one of those games which is a real.
Let me run that back a little bit.
Go on.
The first half an hour, I thought definitely Fulham was.
For first 15 they were.
Okay. Right.
It was close.
We did deserve to win, though.
But listen, even Saka come up and said, "Did you see my first half before?" He even said it. You know what I mean? He wasn't pleased with it. And I will say, when people go on about the corner, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I expect him to put that in that area.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's got that on. But that goal wasn't down to him. That was down. The Gabriel header from there is sensational. If you see that, like, to get up, people like boshing and pulling you down and all that, it was unbelievable, like, you know. But listen, you know, I mean, like, none of us have even spoke about resting or leaving Saka out of this game, and I would never do that. You know what I mean? He's a top player.
100%. What were you going to ask, Martin?
Who's your favourite player in this Arsenal squad?
See, this is the thing. Same as Lee. A favourite and best player might be different.
Okay, so who's your your personal favourite? I'm going to ask it to both of you.
Jurriën Timber.
Jurriën Timber was your favourite player, yeah? And you, Laurie?
Cool, that's a difficult choice because I've got so many, man. I'm a big admirer of Raya. I'm a big admirer of Timber. I'm a big admirer of the two centre backs, Miles, Saka. So many, man. It's so.
Tough question, isn't it?
I do agree with Lee, though. I think perhaps our most talented player is Saka.
Yeah.
And he's the player that, if we're going to get something out of a game, he's the kind of go-to man. But then there's so many that I've got a big liking for the team, the characters and stuff like that. So.
It's such a great team. This is a squad that could be looked back on in 20 years, and we could be talking. These are some of the best players to ever play for the club.
And listen, how I look at it now is that years ago in the 90s and all that, like, you know, if I was on the M25, and the players were on the other side, right, I would risk my life to get over there. Right, and with this current team, I risked my life to get over there to them. Like, you know, the team of like 5 years ago, like, I'd have got back in the car, locked the door, put my pillow down and drew the curtains. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the difference. I love all of them. Like, Martinelli's up there, like, you know what I mean? And listen, my favourite players through I don't know about you guys, like through my footballing time and watching Arsenal, like Paul Merson was a massive favourite of mine, you know what I mean? Aaron Ramsey was one of my favourite players. Not necessarily the best player. He's your favourite.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just something. Like, I love Ben White because he's my sort of player that does. Yeah, I love all that.
I'm doing the goalkeeper's gloves.
I love all that. Like, you know, he's there. He kicks. He kicks someone and he don't even say sorry. I like it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but we missed out on players like, you know, how can you not like Gabriel? How can you not like Saliba? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I actually quite. You know, fortunate enough to meet him. Marino is probably one of the nicest people you'd ever wish to meet in a
That doesn't surprise me, actually. He looks like a classy
really
guy.
top guy. Yeah. You know, Zubimendi, every time I've seen him, he's always smiling.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like they're a lovable. Yeah. They're a lovable lot, aren't they? Like, you know.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
But there's a few of them going back in yesteryear.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, I couldn't have that attachment to him. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I also think there's credit for Mikel there for the bond he's created between the fans and the players. And it just seems like every single player wants to be there. Every single player wants to play for the badge, play for the club. And I really think they have a chance to create like a lasting legacy
Definitely,
Arsenal.
myself and Marty and Robbie were talking about this off camera upstairs, and we were saying that you look at the team now and they give you that vibe that they're about business.
100%.
They look like a team that is on their way to achieving something big.
Exactly what you said, right? I remember, I think I said it, I can't remember which game it was, on my fan cam, and I turned around and I said, I could see this side surpassing or equaling Chelsea's Premier League record of conceding 15 goals. And at the time, people, I know that's a lot, that's a shout, and then people are like, oh, don't jinx it. And people are like laughing, going, no way that'll ever be beaten. But
we're on track right now.
And what I saw
mathematically,
then,
we are. We're on track for 14 goals in the Premier League.
Since I made that, I think we've had 3 games where that was four or 5 games ago, and we haven't conceded since. And now people are starting to think, oh, this could, because like you're saying, Laurie, I've watched these sides from 1990, 91, and the late 90s sides and the early 2000 sides that are solid. When you watch them and you're just like, this team is solid. Like, there's just good penalty. They're just solid, and you just trust them at the back.
They look like they have a mentality. I saw it when we beat Newcastle as well. It's the way they did that, the way they pulled that off, and just subsequently, just looking at the way they've got a certain swagger about them, but it's not an over exaggerated swagger. It's just, it comes from in other words, what I'm saying, they look like they have that unwavering self-belief. That I like.
That Newcastle game was a massive, huge. Because if we ever go on and win anything, you'll look back at that moment,
and how we won it. And the Newcastle, West Ham, and Fulham games last season are all games that we got nothing from, and now we've got 9 points out of them 3 fixtures this season. That's the difference, and it's fine margins.
Man United away we drew last season as well.
This is what I mean. It's changing those. Don't get me wrong. We've got Palace. We need to keep going. Don't think when we go to Burnley and all of this and thinking, even the Tottenham game, it's a big game. We've got to win. We've got to start setting down markers and winning games and get to And look, I don't think.
What was interesting as well, though, following on from that, I mean, you were there, Lisa, you know more than us, but at no point did I ever think that Fulham were going to beat us on Saturday. Even when we weren't playing well.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I just never, none of us lost belief, did we? We all said, it's not quite catching fire at the moment, but I still think we'll go on and win 2-0 or 1-0. I've not always thought that about Arsenal.
No, do you know what?
But this time I do.
What was, I think, from personal experience, and I'm not lying, man. When they put up 9 minutes for that, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I weren't like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean, like where I have been in the past. You know what I mean? Do you remember at Spurs a few years ago? We was 3-0 up, it was 3-2, and oh my God, get this game over with. Yeah. But like that game there, I thought we was. I'm very, very confident in this defence, and not just the defence. It's the whole system, the whole team defence.
And that's why this game tonight is such a good watch.
It'll be an interesting.
Because now we're stepping up another level now compared to the teams we played in previous weeks. Atlético Madrid.
Let's talk about them a little bit. Currently sitting 4th in the Liga, 4 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. There's a bit of a false narrative around Simeone and Arteta. I've seen it a lot online over the past few days about they're park the bus managers, defensive. This season already, I made some notes earlier. They've won 5-1 in the Champions League against Frankfurt. They beat Real Madrid 5-2. They lost 3-2 against Liverpool. They beat Rayo Vallecano 3-2. They're in these games. It's not like every game they play is 0-0 or 1-0.
No, they've changed.
Complete false narrative. They've got 3 incredible players up top in Sorloth, Griezmann, and Julian Alvarez.
And they play 4-4-2 at times as well.
They play 4-4-2 with an inverted right back. Llorente plays right back, inverts into midfield. We know about their goalkeeper, Oblak. They're a very, very good side. It's going to be a tough game. Just going back a little bit, does anyone remember the last time we played?
Yeah, I was bloody there.
Griezmann scored.
He did. I was at that game.
Yes.
Absolutely.
1-1.
They went down to 10 men after 10 minutes. We were all over them. Had so many chances. We went 1-0 up. Lacazette. It was 60th, 70th minute.
The mistake,
and then Griezmann. Mistake. Was it Mustafi or Koscielny? One of them. Let them back into that game, and then we went away. It was semi-final, wasn't it?
Semi-final. We lost there 1-0.
Diego Costa.
Yeah.
And listen, the thing is they've got to come to the Emirates tonight, and they have got to face the wall and try and break them down. I mean, we don't concede goals. This is the interesting. Yeah, they can score goals, but they concede goals as well. It's games like this. Listen, under the lights, at the carpet. Let's, this Arsenal team, it's these games that you really start testing as this season goes on, how good we are, how we perform in these occasions. And yeah, it's going to be interesting.
For sure. Like I said, I mentioned that result against Real Madrid. They beat them 5-2 already.
Oh God, how's he got booked for that? He got booked for that.
Barcelona against Olympiacos. What's the score in this? 2-1?
He's got a red card though.
That is incredible.
Who got sent off?
Sent off back keeper that just
He done nothing. He got fouled.
Yeah, Olympiacos just got a second.
That's
yellow.
very harsh.
That is
Yeah,
harsh.
come on, you've got to sort that out.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is with Simeone is he is trying to evolve his playing style because if you remember, he did get a lot of plaudits, but he also got criticism. People said that his teams were not very good to watch.
Well, he was winning. He hasn't won a. Talking about Arteta hasn't won. Simeone hasn't won a trophy in 5 years. There is pressure on him.
Yeah,
the last time they won a trophy was 2020, 2021.
So he's tried to change the playing style.
For sure.
Also, we might have a slight upper hand as well in Andrea Berta being on our side. Most of the players on the pitch, he would have had a hand in signing as well for Atletico. So that's going to be interesting to see.
That's a good point.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. He's going to know these players inside out. This guy's been at that club for a long time. He knows the club inside out. So that's where we have got, an advantage with that, him knowing Atletico that well and Diego Simeone. And this is a battle of Diego Simeone and Mikel Arteta tonight, how they set out. And how good this Arsenal team are, and whether they can, like you said, they've got dangerous players in Alvarez, Griezmann. Listen, they've got Jan Oblak in goal. He's a good goalkeeper on his day. He can definitely do a job. And they're not to be taken lightly.
No.
By Atletico Madrid, and it's Champions League football. Highest, I think this is the best quality of football that you see in the world. If I'm honest with you, that's my personal opinion. And we'll see. But I personally just think it's going to be a fairly tight game, and I can see us getting a 1-0 out of it, and I'll take that all day long. And for the rest of the season as well, I was thinking about this after the Fulham game, right? I'll take that every day. If we're going to win and you're going to watch, say, not boring football, but when you just win it, like the Olympiacos game. Started well, ended well, but throughout the rest of the game, it wasn't that great. It wasn't that pretty. It was pretty, dare I say it, boring. But we got the job done. This season is not about putting on these electric performances where we're scoring these amazing goals. This is just simply about getting the job done and getting this over the line. And however we've got to do it, if it's 1-0 every week, if it's boring, it's ugly, I don't care. If we keep it tight all game, we nick a set piece all day long, I will take that. I'll take being the worst season of watching football for the best season of results over anything.
Got the Atletico Madrid team here. Oblak in goal. Jimenez, Llorente, Hanko and Lenormand. Koke, Barrios and Giuliano. Nico, Soloth and Julian Alvarez. Wow. So Griezmann on the bench. Soloth starting up top
Griezmann
instead.
with a mullet.
Gallagher's usually on the bench. Gallagher's a bit of a
Griezmann with a
rotation.
mullet.
You like that?
So got a little bit
Not really.
defensive
Don't
there.
It's going to be a flat 4-4-2, yeah.
Coco's a good player, by the way.
Good player. I think he's getting to the end of his
Getting
career
old now, but he's my sort of player. Like dictates play and all things like that. Very good player. Silky skills.
I do think, though, you reading that team out, I do think we got the better team.
100%. They haven't really got superstars anymore. You used to look at Atletico Madrid maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Griezmann was
There's some superstars around the team. Now you look at it, there's a few names you recognise, a few good players, but it's more credit to the coach of how good they are. It's not necessarily, they're just such a well-coached team, well-drilled team.
And
they're going to be hard to beat.
they was unlucky against Liverpool. I know they were 2-0 down. Liverpool destroyed them in the first 10, 15
Yeah,
minutes, if you remember rightly. But then they come back into the game, got it to 2-2, a couple of wonder strikes. So they're a team that's got players in their team that can hurt you.
For sure. Yeah, Van Dijk scored a last-minute header, didn't he? Last-minute winner. One super chat from Idris says, we are missing Odegaard's energy and dynamism in midfield. Eze plays better as a phantom left winger who drifts inside and plays as a 10 with Odegaard deeper.
I like that word, phantom left winger.
That's good, isn't it?
That's good.
I think there is something to be said for that. However, I would stick my neck out and say that with Eze, though, you get a little bit more creativity, which we might need to break down a team of this resilience.
It is such a shame because that was the West Ham game. He started Eze and Odegaard in midfield for the first time. And then he got injured in 20 minutes.
Odegaard, by the way, I think has benefited from Gyökeres playing in the team because he stretches it when when he's actually played. He stretches and it because that little bit more space for him in there to do what he's been doing.
That's
but
why it's so unfortunate.
injuries,
I think we would have seen it quite a lot going forward. I think that might become the staple midfield, but 20 minutes in he gets injured and everything changes. So let's get some score predictions and then we'll wrap it up. Laurie, starting with you.
I went 1-0 when we did the myself and Lee when we did the AFTV the preview, and I'm going to stick with that 1-0 tight game. Arsenal score. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go for Gyökeres to get his first goal in 8 games if he scores tonight. So yeah,
right, there we go.
1-0.
Laurie says 1-0. Marty.
I'm going for 1-0 as well. 1-0 to the Arsenal. I don't think it's going to... I don't know. There's something that me says 2-1 as well, but... Or 2-0. 2-0. But if I had to pick one...
you can only pick one.
No, this is the unfortunate thing. So I will go with 1-0. I can't, again, see us conceding. And I hope we don't.
Not. If you predicted 1-0, then you can't see us conceding.
Yeah, but I did also predict.
I
know he is. I know. I just might have to word words about this.
Pull that plug out of his ear.
1-0.
1-0
to the Arsenal.
They're boring them two. 2-0 the Arsenal.
2-0.
2-0 at
Clean
home.
sheet?
Come on, clean sheet. Yeah.
With Julian Alvarez up front.
But I back our defence all the time. This is a team that's, by the way, I do think that Raya may have to make a save today. But it's
one or two.
One or two.
Yeah.
It's incredible that they've gone 2 whole games
a
without a goalkeeper having to make a save. That's incredible. And professional football.
First time since when? Last time they went 2 Premier League games without
Arsenal?
shot on target.
Was it 98, 99?
It's 03-04 Invincibles.
03-04.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't even think they had those sort of stats about them, did they?
Last time.
Because that's the first I've heard of that. I don't think they had assists back in 2004.
I don't even.
Certainly when I didn't play.
No, of course they did. Thierry Henry holds the record.
Do you know what?
Listen, when I played football, they never said 1-4-0 Lee Judge's 2 assists. It was just never there. You know what I mean? It was like you was either on that score sheet or you wasn't.
Yes.
None of this.
Not only are we doing that, we're doing goal involvements.
Pre-assist will be the next one.
Unbelievable. Pre-assist. I had a few of them.
We'll get to a point where it shows every single player that touched the ball before the goal scorer.
So that is I didn't. You know what I mean? That's incredible.
Yeah.
And what games were they, by the way? Do you know that?
I've got no clue.
Oh.
Someone in the chat maybe let us know.
Oh, right. If they could let us know, I'd like to know.
Yeah.
But it's a stat that, listen, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even been interested in that. But now, the football way is football.
I remember on Forever Arsenal, I watched that and you were telling the story about Sunderland away in the 1990-91 season. And obviously, that then...
Was that a penalty?
Like quite rightly you said, what a result, that save. I remember David
Do you remember that save?
Oh, mate, that was...
Bank Holiday Monday, that was.
The pitch was... There was mud everywhere. David Seaman was
bone dry, horrible.
And it was to his left...
Roker Park.
It was to his left-hand side and he gets the fingertips to it, pushes it.
He had nothing to do all game.
Yeah, and I remember watching that and I was like, and when I was a kid, he was my favourite player.
What, David Seaman?
David Seaman, honestly, I thought he was fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, never.
Really?
As a goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper's not sexy.
Nah, they're not sexy enough for me, no.
Yeah, but I was a goalkeeper, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, that's different, isn't it? Like, if you're a goalkeeper, I can get that.
But that was a game-changing moment.
Do you know what? Goalkeeper, always a funny breed, goalkeepers. Back in the day, you know what I mean?
They were screw loose, weren't they?
They had something wrong with them. What have you got wrong with you? You must have something wrong with you.
Mate, I'm here.
You're a goalkeeper.
I reckon he'll give this. Because to me, that was a penalty.
Just one more thing before we wrap. I saw this earlier. It was Opta. They put percentages on the favourites at the moment to win the Champions League. Arsenal, they put favourites.
That's never a penalty.
18.4% chance of winning the Champions League. They said that PSG were second favourites, Liverpool third, and Man City fourth.
No, I don't
Arsenal
agree.
above PSG.
Arsenal, apparently 18.4%.
That's it. Just interruption. If that's a penalty, right? Suppose the Arsenal one at Newcastle. Right?
Oh yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
ridiculous.
Like, it's incredible these penalties that don't get given.
Champions League, though.
It's a different.
It's Champions League.
Funny, isn't it? Football is differently played.
That's what they would say. That's what they'd say.
100% differently
What's that?
played.
Did the keeper touch him, or did Rashford sort of deliberately?
He didn't even try. He was down before. He even got.
No,
there.
it looked like Rashford was being quite clever.
Which is the way football is.
Yeah.
that is a penalty. Like that's been a penalty for years and years and years.
But tell the truth,
until
if that was Arsenal playing in that situation, you'd be asking for a penalty, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't have give it.
Seeing Lamine Yamal step up to take the penalty for Barcelona. It is harsh, but it's a pen.
So just quickly on that, Fulham on Saturday Night League, was that a penalty?
Not for me.
Not for you.
What about Newcastle?
Do you know what? Like the Newcastle, 100%. And what I will say about the penalty on Sunday, right? Saturday. Like I'm probably a little bit old school. He's got to have a bit of contact in football, and like it's I thought watching it was a good tackle. And sometimes when you have to make a tackle, you've got to touch someone. Let's be honest, you have to touch someone. But once he's give it, I don't think that it's clear and obvious enough for them to overturn it. That's the argument then, that he has to go to the screen and watch it 16 times before he makes a decision. It's not clear and obvious. Like, you know what I mean? From that angle there, that's a penalty.
Yeah, it was a penalty.
Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, and that's the other thing in football. Like, for one angle, it doesn't look a penalty. The other angle, it does. Sometimes I think you have to go with the referee. Like, you know, very interesting that the referee on Sunday, was it the Crystal Palace game, was tasked to go over to the monitor, and then changed his mind, which was 10, 15 yards more inside than the Saliba one at Bournemouth last season. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, they're not these VAR decisions. They're not. It's like in tennis or like in cricket. If the ball you're out, or it's off out the line, like even goal line technology, it's still someone making a decision. Like you could say it's a penalty. I might not think it is. So it depends who's on the monitor that day.
Yeah, it's a subjective thing.
Subjective, and that's where it's wrong.
I must admit, because we were arguing in here, and I got accused by some fans who were tuning in of being like whatever treacherous. But I said initially when I saw it, I thought Stonewall penalty. But when I saw it again, it's clear that the defender did get a touch.
Doesn't matter.
I know you can say
it's still a penalty. He doesn't. The touch.
But hear me out.
Would you like that given against us?
Hear me out.
Yes, it's a foul. It's a penalty. I don't understand the argument.
No, but I'll tell you the
If you get a touch on the ball, it doesn't mean you win the ball. Yeah, Saliba last year when he headed the ball, and then when it followed into João Pedro, they came out and said, well, just because he got a touch on the ball doesn't mean it's a foul.
Yeah, I agree with you. So they're making up.
It doesn't mean it, but what I'm saying is it does increase the conjecture around it.
But he's got a toe on the ball. If he doesn't then take out Bukayo Saka, Saka still has possession
you can
of the
see
ball.
where the ball changes direction when he gets a touch. What I'm saying, me personally,
for me, there's 4 parts to that. There's 4 parts, right?
That still doesn't matter because his knee hits Saka's knee before he even gets contact with the ball.
No, but let me just finish this. It's an important point. What I'm saying, the fact that he touches the ball then invites subjectivity. You say, well, how much contact was there or not?
Does he win possession of the ball?
So that's where it becomes debatable. That's where the nuance comes in.
I think if you win the ball, that's it.
Yeah, but what is winning the ball? To get in the slight touch on the ball,
winning the ball. So
he played the ball.
For me,
if he doesn't then take Saka down, Saka still has possession of the ball. So it's a foul.
So there's 4 parts to that, right? There's when Kevin goes in, there's the initial contact before the ball is touched. So essentially, there was contact with Saka before he touches the ball, yeah? That's part 1. Part 2 is he touches the ball. However little or however much, he does get something on the ball. If he's wearing molds that day, he probably doesn't get it. He's wearing something, but he touched it and the ball changes direction.
And my point is, if he touches the ball, then that's when it becomes subjective.
So the first part obviously goes in our favour. The second part goes in their favour. The third part is he cleans out Saka. That then will go in our favour. And the fourth part is it's Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, but he's saying that he give it. Anthony Taylor.
No, but at a screen, that guy has a second to think about it and goes to the screen.
I honestly think from watching it.
I think Lee's right. He gave the penalty.
I'm watching that and he's got an agenda against Arsenal, I don't think he gives that penalty.
I agree.
Exactly. Because there was so much room to say that
in real time. In real time, that's a clear Stonewall penalty. But then when you go and watch it, like you said,
I didn't think when I was watching it.
But when you watch it 10 times over, like you said, and you from all these angles, and then as soon as you see that ball moving, you're like, he touched it, and it's not going to get given, and that's just, I think, how it is. Listen, I wanted that to be a penalty, but
Christian,
it just
I know what
weren't.
you're saying, but like, if I'm playing football, right, and I'm going to come across Marty now, right, I'm going to hit him like that. It's not a foul. That's not a foul.
No, but it
So
wasn't,
if
it wasn't
my knee
arm
hits
on arm
him, it's
contact.
the
Yeah, but it's the leg.
He slid in,
Yeah, he slid
caught
in,
Saka's knee
cleaned him out.
first. It begins the contact of taking him down, right? Then he gets a tiny, minuscule touch on the ball. Then he wipes Saka out. You're talking about the ball change. It doesn't really change directions. It moves a tiny bit from where. If he doesn't then wipe Saka out, Saka still has the ball.
Well, I think once the referees give that penalty, I don't think there's enough.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm with you.
It's
on
not
that.
clear and
It's
obvious.
not clear
I've
enough
got
to-
a comment here from a well-known football savant, Ryan Marriott. Speak up to Ryan Marriott.
Who's he? I've got a
Who's
ring.
that?
No, rings a
AKA
bell.
one of our producers. And he
Rings a
said,
bell.
you can't go through the man to get the ball. One of the oldest lines in football.
That
You
is
should
true.
know that.
But did he go through? Did he go
Yes,
through
because
him?
his knee hit Saka's knee.
See,
first.
but what I'm saying is, all right, if that's the case, right, that's the reason they didn't give the penalty, or that they overturn it, right?
I don't think they even saw his.
Even the one at Newcastle, you could say the same for him, but that he takes him out there. And do you know what makes that even worse is that Pope doesn't even go up to him and say, "I've touched the ball." He didn't even have a clue that he touched the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Do
Like,
you know what I do?
and
Actually,
that one wasn't clear enough.
I do actually have it here, actually, fun enough. Rules are not subjective. You cannot go through a player to get a touch on the ball and call it a clean challenge. From the FA, Law 12, a direct free kick is awarded if a player commits any of the following offences against an opponent in a manner considered by the referee to be careless, reckless or using excessive force. Impedes an opponent without contact. There isn't even a rule about touching the ball. And that is actually in the FA.
Yeah, so like, what we're saying, the rules of the game is probably a penalty.
What I would say is this,
He's
and if
cleaned him out.
what I would say is this, right? And come on now, let's be honest. If that was at the other end of the pitch and that had been Gabriel that had made that challenge on a Fulham player, we would all been saying, yeah, but he played the ball. So that's what I'm saying. Once the guys played the ball that way, there then becomes a subjective argument as to how much do you give, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's where it becomes questionable.
Either way, I'm just glad that both of these games, both of these decisions, the Newcastle one and the Fulham game, we've won both.
Exactly.
Do you know? So we're talking about this after, and we're not just talking about it and screaming and shouting because we lost.
No.
We got 3 points in both games and we're still talking about it. It's ridiculous. Right, 2 super chats. Nathan Garrity says, I don't think last weekend was a pen, but I'm just wondering, are you getting the point where you don't? Are you getting to the point where you don't know what is a penalty now? Yeah, kind of.
100%.
We are
I've got to that with a handball. I'm
sure.
now getting into it with the penalties.
Is that Rashford who
VIP
just scored that, by the way?
Yeah,
I
mate,
didn't see it.
what a finish.
Just standing still.
at him.
It's like a little Ronaldinho against Chelsea.
That's a little training ground.
VIP Studio says, if you get the player before the ball, it's a foul, period. What are you old heads on about, lol? He clearly got Saka on his knee first. I agree. Tell the old heads. Right. Let's wrap it up there. Thank you for joining the Starting 11 show.
With an old head comes wisdom, my friend.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
It's a super
No,
chat,
that's
it's not
okay.
me.
That's okay.
Enjoy
We
the
take it
game.
in
We'll be
good
back for
faith.
the watch along in, what time's the game start? 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Probably about 20 minutes. So we'll see you soon.
We're going live at 1:45, I've been told.
Yeah.
So.
There you go. We'll see you in a bit.